4 months, it was like, was the rear light going to work or was the rear light not going to work? And most of the time it just did not work in the mornings. So what I did was, I've been riding with another rear light as well, just in case the other one didn't work. So I've been thinking about it, removing the lights in such a way that I can always reattach them if I want to. Hey guys, what's up? As you see behind me, I've pimped my bike again, or I've adapted it, because I want to do a gravel race in 5 weeks, 6 weeks time. All the mountain bike races have been cancelled. Maybe one goes ahead in September, but we'll see. So my mate Maarten said there's no way he's riding with a guy that has lights on his bike and fenders. And as you know, of late in the comments, I've been asked a couple of times, would I buy exactly the same bike again? And my answer was definitely for the fenders, and definitely for the reliability in the cold, dark nights when I ride on the country roads. This is not a high-end bike, but it's super reliable with the Tiagra, and the fenders are super fantastic. And I'm not sponsored by Cube, by the way. So I bought the bike for 1, the lights, 2, the permanent fenders, and 3, the reliability when I'm riding on the country roads. And the only thing I've done now that is going to be a hassle to repair is replace the lights, but I've done it in such a way that I can do that. I still have the cables running in the frames. I can always pull them out if I decide at some stage not to. But the real reason I decided to do that, I've had such trouble with the bike's lights. The front light I could always get to work, but I'd be riding in a country road and the back light would just fall away. And that is not due to the lights. I think that's more due to the fact of the way I ride the bike. The cement roads, the slab roads next to the Rhine Canal, it's very bumpy, the mountain bike trails. So I think the problem is not the lights. This bike is perfect to commute with if you're doing road rides or easy gravel rides. But the attachment of the light at the front wheel, the 2 cables go through these holes. They have to be on the right side of this little gadget, and they have to go in there. You try and do that with 2 cables. You have to be a bike mechanic. I went to the bike shop once. He did it in a short while, maybe 10 minutes he was done, 5 minutes, and but 4 days later the backlight wasn't working again. So let's pop that back on there. That's the problem. So I'm going to try and solve that in the future. I can reattach them. Like I said, the cables are still in the frame and attached to the bottom, so I can attach the lights again, no problem. But I've lost the lights now, but the bike looks super cool, doesn't it? Yeah, baby. Flashback. This is how I did it. This little gadget, where the 2 cables that come from the front and back light attached to the dynamo, that's been a problem for me. I've been unable to fix it properly, and subsequently the rear light has been a problem. I've been to the bike shop a couple of times and they fixed it quite quickly, but it keeps being a problem. The rear light falls away and it's unpredictable, so I've been carrying a spare rear light with me, and the lights actually are great. The front light's great, the back light is really cool, I think. The bike looks good like this, but I've decided to lose the lights, and that gives me the opportunity to remove the fenders, because I have to use this light anyway in the mornings, because my other rear light is not very sufficient and I can't trust it. So by removing 2 lights, it gives me the option of also using an extension for my Garmin, and that's one of the 3 reasons I bought this bike, because it has permanent lights. But I've been quite disappointed with the front light on the dark country roads, and I've been using another light which is much stronger on the country roads. So the front light has become like a second light in case my spare stronger light falls away. Basically, the Cube front light has become a spare front light, and the rear light has become a non-functioning dilemma for me, and I'm more busy with the fact that the light doesn't function than enjoying my ride home, even though I have a spare backlight on my bike. So I decided, because I am going to remove the lights, I can remove the fenders, and this is what I did. The front fender is pretty simple. You don't have any attachments to it or anything like that, so it comes off quite easily. Absolutely no problem. I'm filling up the holes again because I don't have rubber plugs yet. You get these rubber plugs from Cube, so you can remove all the screws and fill them up with plugs. But these screws are important for me because I'm definitely attaching the rack again in the autumn when it starts raining again. That's the cable to the rear light, so I'm going to have to remove that somewhere, but I want to keep it intact. As I said, all cables inside the frame has to stay intact, as I intend to use the lights again in the autumn. As you can see, there's lots of cable all hidden away in the frame, so I'm going to get rid of some of that anyway, and the front as well. So I'm going to cut that off, make it long enough so I can reattach it in autumn if I want to, because as I've explained, I have not been very happy with the lights, and I recently replied on a comment to someone that I think that if I would buy another bike, I would still buy a Cube, because you can attach the acid fenders to it. I would buy a normal Cube gravel bike with fender attachments, and then get these fenders and attach them in the winter, because the lights have not been a great success for me anyway. That's the problem. Those little cables attached to the little adapter you see there, and as I showed you earlier, it's quite a thing to get it working properly, where it attaches to the dynamo. So, well, that left there. I've got the cable, I've taped it, and I'm going to work it away so I can reattach it to the cable of the fender. I've left plenty of cable, extra cable on the rear fender itself. You'll see that in a while. But it was quite a nice job to do, because actually, as I removed the fenders, I started feeling more like a bike racer again, because strange feeling, but that's just how it is. The rear fender came off quite easily. There are some parts you have to really be careful not to lose if you want to reattach the fender again, and this is one of them. It's a little adapter that actually, where the fender attaches to the frame, and you don't lose that. That's an important part. So what I did is I immediately attached it back onto the fender with the spacers that comes with it, and to make sure I don't lose it. There we go. So that goes for storage until later this year, and then I'll reattach them again. Cutting the tie ribs keeps the cable in place, hiding the cable away under the other cable so I can reattach it again. That's pretty neat, I find, for someone that's electrically disabled. There it is. Not looking bad, is it? Very cool. I've been wanting to lower the handlebars on the stem since I had the bike, but of course you have the cables running through the stem and through the headset to the front fork. Because I cut the cable of the front light and also hid it away properly so I can reattach it, it gave me the opportunity to also lower the headset, and that is going to be awesome. It also gives me an opportunity to, because the light's not there, to use a Garmin extension on the front of the handlebar. There I've lowered the headset with just about 1.5 centimeters, and I could do it with 2 centimeters, but I'm just starting off with 1.5. I usually sit very deep on the road bikes. I come from a triathlon background. Well, there's the front light, and that was quite a thing removing it, making sure I can use it again in the autumn. But that's all worked out quite well, and because the front light is gone, I of course could lower the headset, and I could put a Garmin extension on, which is pretty cool. There the headset's lowered 1.5 centimeters,